All right, loopers! Welcome back to our final video. Today we are going to be putting the ribbon and bow on the present of this really cool looping song that you've created. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to extend our loop so that we can just sing and play over it. How you're going to do that is you're going to go into Soundtrap, open up your song, and click on this purple bar. This purple bar has been so helpful for us. We are so thankful for the purple bar, but we don't need it anymore. So I'm going to deselect it. All you have to do is click on it, and I'm going to extend our loops. Now, Soundtrack makes it super easy to extend loops. You just hover over a loop, and you look at this nice repeat sign. I want you to drag that along until the end of time. Just kidding. Let's do 20 bars. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. Okay? Now we're going to do that with all of the clips that we've recorded. So I'm going to go here to our beat, and I'm going to click the loop button and click and drag and drag and drag and drag, drag all the way over to 20. Oh, actually, so this brings up an interesting point. I'm noticing that this loop isn't entirely complete. So I want to drag it all the way over to 21, and then we have a full round of 4, so the loop finishes. So just make sure that you're keeping track of the loop and making sure that the full thing finishes before you move on. All right, and then we're going to go to our harmony layer, click and drag all the way over, and land at 21. And there we have pretty much a whole song. Let's listen to it a little bit and just see what we're working with. Let's see how those transitions sound like. So see how it just melds perfectly together? This is the magic of looping. It just sounds like some continuous musical piece, and it really wasn't that hard to put together. As you probably heard, I was kind of humming other harmonies over it. That's something that I like to do, and I want to encourage you to do that as well. If you listen to your loop and you say, I'm kind of imagining this other part, I want you to honor your own creative drive, and I want you to add a new track and just record it. See how far you can take it. You can always add more layers, more harmonies, more rhythms, and it sounds really cool when you flesh out a piece that seriously. So now that we are through looping the song, we're done with the big technical elements of it, I want to listen through to it. And I want you to start thinking up a melody that could go along with it. This is sort of the main identity of your song. If we're thinking about a song like Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, which has a really cool loop that's like doon doo 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 doo. You guys know the loop. That's the loop itself. But the melody is that classic melody that she comes up with. The white sword now red dum 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 dum. So that's the melody over top of it. I want, when you're creating a melody, to just have fun with it and see where your brain goes. You've listened to so much music over your life that you just know what you like. And all you have to do is just trust your instincts and try it out. So you may be asking me, how do you start a melody? How do you come up with something like that? There's a lot of different ways to do this. Really, every songwriter is different, and I want you to try a couple different things. But here's what works for me. What I do is I add a new track. And I just start playing around with sounds. A lot of times I don't start with lyrics. I like to come up with a really strong melody first. And sometimes I'll throw in words there that seem like they fit, but a lot of times it's just nonsense words. And I will tell you a little secret. Most of the pop songs you hear started out with songwriters in a studio just singing nonsense words together. It's a fun way to just get creative and not really worry about a perfect outcome and just play with the melody that you're writing. So Here, let's try it. I'm gonna press record and I'm gonna listen to the melody a little bit and then come in. I recommend waiting one full bar. So that's one possible type of melody, something very rhythmic and simple, but I want to try again. I don't feel completely satisfied from that, so let's try something else. All right, let's go back to the beginning, press record again. You hear me talking on the telephone. I'm done, something wrong. Don't you think that I'm Cool. I liked that a little bit more, and I kind of came up with a little bit of lyrics. I started with a lyric that just felt like it made sense with the rhythm of the song, and it's like, I hear you talking on the telephone, which I think is kind of fun, and that gives us a whole room of possibility for our song. Another way that I come up with lyrics is I'll just set a timer for 2 minutes, and then I'll just write in my notebook. I have a notebook right here. I write in a notebook for that full 2 minutes without lifting my pen from the paper, and I just see what kind of creative language I can come up with. I want you to just take some time to come up with whatever you want. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Write down all the things that you think you might want to say, and then you can kind of edit from there. All right, so I took 2 minutes to listen through to what I came up with, and I started to add some lyrics by just journaling, and now I'm going to record that track. All right, let's hear it. I'm going to give it one full loop, and then I'll come in. I hear you talking, I was talking on the telephone. You got me thinking, I'm wondering that something's wrong. Don't you say the word, I want to be heard. Boy, you better hang up and hurry home. Cool. So that's it. That's a big part of the song. Now we have the whole structure. We have a first verse. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to make sure that I just kind of trim the end so that it fits within that cell. This is really, really important and is going to help you learn how to create longer loops and different types of loops. You always just want to make sure that everything is perfectly lined up within those cells. Yay! So now that you've done that, you have all of the building blocks to creating a really, really cool song. Now that we have this melody, let's talk a little bit more about structure. Most songs that you hear on the radio have a verse and a chorus. The verse is where you develop your ideas. It tends to be kind of conversational. You can elaborate on something or just try out phrases and words you like, which is kind of what I did. But the chorus should be really, really strong. I want it to feel peppy and something that you could sing in the shower, something that you get stuck in your head right before you're going to bed. It should be something infectious and really, really fun. And they should influence each other. And when we add structure into a song, it makes sure that we have a beginning, a middle, and an end to that song. And the most satisfying songs have this beginning, middle, and end. Now, what I created here, I think kind of sounds like a verse. It doesn't feel explosive, it doesn't feel super catchy, but it seems kind of interesting and sassy, so it makes me kind of feel like it would make a really, really good verse. Now, if I wanted to continue writing this song, I'd think about adding a chorus right at the end of that verse. So why don't you try it out? After you've created your first melody, see what else you can add. See if you can add a chorus. See if you want to add another verse. See if you want to add something else entirely. or you can be perfectly satisfied with what you've created already. But now you have all the tools to create your own song using just your voice. Remember that this is about creating a collage. It's about layering and layering and layering. So don't stop here. Just keep going, keep trying things out, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Happy looping, and congratulations, you are all now songwriters.